Cardi B just liked a tweet that has the entire internet questioning whether she's being shady toward Nicki Minaj, and the Barbs are not letting it slide. This whole situation revolves around a TikTok trend that's been taking over social media, and apparently Cardi has some feelings about it. The tweet she liked was defending her recent album while throwing shade at Nicki's viral moment, and fans immediately caught on to what was happening. Within hours, Cardi was getting dragged all over Twitter, with people accusing her of being jealous, petty, and obsessed with what Nicki's doing. What makes this situation even messier is that both artists have songs with similar samples, so the comparisons were inevitable. But the fact that Cardi decided to publicly engage with a tweet about it has people convinced she's bothered by how much attention Nicki's version is getting. Let's break down exactly what happened, why fans think Cardi crossed the line, and what the reaction has been. So first, let's talk about the TikTok trend that started all of this. A DJ on TikTok created a mashup using Nicki Minaj's song Bees in the Trap, and it absolutely exploded. We're talking about over 460,000 videos using this sound, with celebrities and regular users alike jumping on the trend. The mashup brought new life to a song that's been around for years, and it became one of those viral moments where everyone wanted to participate. Celebrities were posting videos, fans were recreating it, and the song was charting again just from the TikTok activity. It was organic, it was fun, and it showed the kind of cultural impact Nicki's music still has years after its original release. The trend wasn't manufactured or pushed by a label. It just happened naturally because people genuinely loved the mashup and wanted to be part of it. That kind of organic virality is rare. And when it happens, it's a big deal. So when this trend took off, people were celebrating it as another example of Nicki's music standing the test of time and resonating with new audiences. Now here's where Cardi comes into the picture. On her recent album, Am I the Drama, there's a track called What's Going On featuring Lizzo. That song also uses a sample that's similar in vibe to what was used in the Bees in the Trap mashup. So naturally, people started comparing the two situations. Cardi's song is an album track, meaning it wasn't released as a single or promoted heavily. It's just one of the songs on the project. But fans noticed that it didn't generate anywhere near the same level of buzz or viral activity that Nicki's TikTok trend did. That's when someone on Twitter posted a tweet defending Cardi's song and throwing shade at the Bees in the Trap situation. The tweet said something along the lines of, "Imagine having to trend an old song just to justify a narrative when Cardi's song was never even a single. It's just an album track, and it's still charted." The implication was clear. The tweet was trying to downplay Nicki's viral moment by pointing out that Cardi's song charted without even being promoted as a single. And Cardi liked that tweet. That like is what set everything off because it showed that Cardi was paying attention to the comparisons and seemingly agreeing with the shade being thrown at Nicki. Fans immediately jumped on Cardi for liking that tweet because it came across as petty and jealous. The general consensus was that if Cardi was truly confident in her own music, she wouldn't need to engage with tweets comparing her to Nicki or trying to diminish what's happening with the Bees in the Trap trend. People started pointing out that Cardi's album didn't do the numbers everyone expected, especially considering it was her first album in years. The project moved around 199,000 units in its first week, which is solid, but not the blockbuster performance some anticipated. Meanwhile, Nicki's old song was getting a massive resurgence purely from organic fan activity on TikTok. That contrast made Cardi's tweet look even worse because it seemed like she was bothered by Nicki getting attention for something that wasn't even a new release. Fans accused Cardi of being unable to let Nicki have a moment without trying to insert herself into the conversation or justify why her own music should be getting more recognition. The fact that she liked a tweet specifically comparing the two situations instead of just celebrating her own work made it feel like she was keeping tabs on Nicki and feeling some type of way about what was happening. Dragging that followed was intense. One person tweeted that Cardi added 7-year-old songs to her album just to make it look like it was out streaming other projects. calling her album a flop and saying that even her fan base couldn't help her crack 200,000 units. Another user said that the Barbs should keep tagging Cardi in videos of people doing the bees in the trap trend because it's clear that she's hurt by how viral it's become. Someone else accused Cardi of constantly stalking Barb Twitter to see what's being said about her and Nicki. That comment really hit because it suggested that Cardi's tweet wasn't a one-time thing, but part of a pattern of her monitoring what Nicki's fans are saying and reacting to it. Fans also pointed out that the Barbs didn't even make the bees in the trap trend happen. It was the general public, regular TikTok users, and celebrities who made it blow up. So the idea that this was some coordinated effort by Nicki's fan base to overshadow Cardi didn't even make sense. The trend happened organically, which made Cardi's apparent frustration about it even more questionable. People were asking why she would be bothered by something that had nothing to do with her and was just people enjoying a song they love. Another angle that fans brought up was the fact that Cardi used samples and features on her album that were clearly meant to boost streams and generate nostalgia. Adding a Lizzo feature and using recognizable samples are strategic moves to make songs more appealing and increase the chances of them performing well. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a common practice in the industry. But fans felt like Cardi couldn't then turn around and try to shade Nicki for having an old song go viral when Cardi herself was relying on nostalgia and big-name features to push her own project. The hypocrisy of the situation is what really bothered people. If Cardi was confident in her album's performance, she wouldn't need to engage with comparisons or defend why her song should be getting more attention. The fact that she liked that tweet showed that she's aware of the comparisons, she's paying attention to what's being said, and on some level, it's getting to her. Fans also pointed out that this isn't the first time Cardi has been accused of being overly focused on what Nicki's doing instead of just focusing on her own career. Every time Nicki has a moment, there seems to be some kind of reaction from Cardi or her team, and people are tired of it. So, where does all of this leave us? Cardi liked a shady tweet, and the internet made sure she knew it was a bad look. Whether she was intentionally trying to throw shade or just agreed with what the tweet was saying, the optics weren't good. It came across as jealous and pity, especially when Nicki's viral moment had nothing to do with Cardi and was purely about fans enjoying a song. The fact that Cardi felt the need to engage with it at all is what has people questioning her mindset. If you're secure in your own success, you don't need to comment on or like tweets about someone else's moment. You just let your work speak for itself. But Cardi's actions suggested that she's bothered by the attention Nicki's getting, and fans were quick to call that out. The Barbs made it clear that they're not going to let Cardi take shots at Nicki without consequences, and the dragging she received was proof of that. At the end of the day, this is just another chapter in the ongoing tension between these two artists, and it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. So what do you think? Was Cardi being shady by liking that tweet, or was she just showing support for her own music? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next update on this situation.